Washington is corrupt. I'm not talking Nigeria. I'm not talking Pakistan. They're corrupt. Washington is worse. Washington is run by the big money interest. Why do you think I go to Occupy Wall Street? Their answers are not right. They think we need bigger government. No, we don't. We need better government. We need smaller government. But we need honest government. This is a republic. It's lost. We have lost America. We've lost it to the lobbyists. We've lost it to people who give $1 million to Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich and Barack Obama. Who do you think is more important, Lily? A person that brings a check of $1 million to the president, or a person that brings him a good idea? It's the check. I mean, this guy's running for re-election and said he was going to take $1 billion. It's an embarrassment. Here's how you get involved. Stand up. Don't let the parties tell you what to do. Stand up. Why should we limit our choices to Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich? One of them is 1%, and the other one is the lobbyist for the 1%. I mean, Newt Gingrich does $30 million a year in lobbying the federal government. I want him to be my president? I mean, how can you make a difference? Latino rebels, I tell you how. Stand up. Help somebody who's trying to change the system. I run against the system. The system is corrupt, and the reason you didn't have comprehensive immigration reform in the last 3.5 years was because they were bought. Nobody wanted comprehensive immigration reform. The politicians.
But President Obama did convince, a lot of us Latinos that he was all for it. It was part of his platform when he was running. So now, sometimes when the question is asked, he would be quick to say that it has stopped at Congress and that it's a Republican issue.
The Republicans stopped it.
So
baloney.
What's your interpretation of all of it? So one side,
well, because he's not a president. He's a politician. He told you one thing to get your vote, and now he says, well, I just can't do it. I want to do it, Lily. Please, you have to know, I'm Barack Obama, and I want to do this. I just can't. Well, then what are you doing about it, Mr. President? Oh, nothing. Here's what he's saying. Let me get reelected, and then I'll do something. I heard that speech. It's not about Barack Obama. He is a weak president. He's a good speaker. But have we done budget? Let me ask you this question. Have we done budget reform? Have we done tax reform? Have we done immigration reform? Have we done energy reform? Have we done trade reform? Have we done banking reform? No. It's about the money. Here's one thing that we need as president. And I was hoping Obama could do this. Leadership. Latino rebels have leadership. And sometimes they're good, and sometimes they're not good, and they're replaced. That's called the democratic process. When we select a president, we don't know what kind of president Dwight Eisenhower or Ronald Reagan or John Kennedy's going to be. But we look for leadership. And I have never seen a nation in need of leadership so greatly as America, and we have so little of it. I listened to the speech night before last, the state of the state. It was pitiful.
It was very uplifting and positive, and there's a lot of Americanism in it. So what was your interpretation of all of it?
It was political bullshit. There was no action. This is a nation in trouble. We have debt we can't repay. We have a budget we can't balance. We have a tax code that goes to the special few and that the average person can't read. The average worker pays more taxes than General Electric, who made $5.4 billion last year. We're a nation in trouble. We're in decline. We're run by big corporations who don't give a damn about America. You know what they care about? Their profit. Now look, I'm not an anti-capitalist. As I've already told you, I went to Harvard and studied economics. I got my degree in 1964, and I got my master's degree in 67 from the Harvard Business School on how to build businesses, how to run a bank, how to create jobs. But we're a nation that's been bought by special interest. I'll tell you a story. There were 1 billion cell phones made in the world last year. 1 billion. Not one of them was made in America. We've lost 74% of our manufacturing jobs. We are getting eaten alive by China because they trade unfairly, and no president has the guts to do anything. Obama mentioned it night before last, but he hasn't done a thing about it. You know what he ought to do this morning? He ought to tell his Department of Treasury to declare China as currency manipulators. There's a law about that, and they can be punished for that. He also ought to, number 2, revoke their permanent normal trade status. I won't trade, but China has to trade fairly. I've been to China more times than Obama. I've been 30 times to China. Never paid by the government. As a private citizen trying to promote American products, they laugh at me. It takes 9 years to sell a product in China. It takes 9 days to them to sell their product here. Look, I just want fair play. I just want to be a nation of laws and fair play. And I want Hispanics to be heard. Their wisdom, their spirit. Look at what they've done in America. Look at what American citizens of a Hispanic and Latino background have done in America. Go to Miami sometime. Look at what they've done in America with no level playing field, with no assistance, being treated like dirt often. Look, I'm running for president, and I don't know what kind of chance I have because I don't take the big money, and I fight them. But I ask people to stand with me. If I can get 1 million people to stand with Buddy Roemer, I might not be president, but we will change this system. And presidents elected like Obama will, for the first time in their life, do what they promised. Instead of lying to us again. Oh, re-elect me, and then I'll get it done. No, you won't, Mr. President, because you're not a leader. Here's what a leader does. A leader lays out his 5 priorities and asks both parties to join with him. And he'll say, I'm president of America. I'm not president of the Democrat Party. I'm not president of Illinois. I'm not president of Chicago. I'm president of America. And these are my 5 priorities, and I ask Republicans to join with me. My God, what a speech that would be. Did the president name a single member of Congress night before last to give praise to? No. He just generalized by party. He didn't praise a single member of Congress. He should have picked 5 Republicans and said, thank you for standing with me. Thank you for being with me, Buddy Roemer. Thank you for being with me. That's how you build a team. You don't run it down. You build it up. Here's my key as president. I will listen. I will act. I will form a team for action, and I will give them all the praise. Just that simple.